How do you prepare your mind for chemotherapy? I know everyone thinks chemotherapy is something that we should fear because that's what it evokes anyway. But once you're faced with a moment that diagnosis has happened and you're going to begin chemo, what do you do with yourself? Because the mind goes through so many things. The first thing I did when I got to that point was accept the situation. That's the moment the Bible verse, Ecclesiastes, that talks about time for everything came to my mind. I remembered all the times of happiness, of good health, of joy, and I told myself there's time for pain, sickness, and this is my time for chemotherapy. How am I supposed to deal with this? I learned some time ago not to fight things that you can't control. So when you accept things for what they are and how they are, it eases some pain off you. I recommend accepting that moment. Just like when I got to be a widow, I struggled with that as well. But when I accepted that it's who I am now, it eased some pain. So tip number one is do not fight what's happening. Then get to ask yourself questions. Yourself and those that are around you, especially the medical personnel. Do not fear them. Do not get to that box, because cancer, it gives people low esteem. It brings the fear, puts you in some corner, like you feel like you're now almost a lesser person than other people. The confidence that one has normally goes away very fast. So do not let yourself get to that point like you feel you are at the finishing line. Read, educate yourself about the cancer that you've been diagnosed with. Get to know the treatment you're having, if it's chemotherapy or radiotherapy. Find out some things about that. Get to know what exactly is going to be done to you, what are the effects, what are the odds, pros and cons around the treatment you're having, so that you are aware of your chances, or you are aware generally of the environment and what's going on with you. Keep close your loved ones, your support system. I, for one, when I first heard that I had cancer, my fear took me to hiding. As a person, I'm built in a way that when I'm faced with things that I feel nobody can do anything about, I kind of go intro. I hide and try to think. I do not like to think about my problems and solutions in the midst of people, where someone will throw a word here or there that will put me off what exactly is going on. So that's what I did, and I don't know if it works for everybody. Some people like to share their process as it is. Other people like to have behind the scenes, and then they bring it out when they are fully, they have the proper plan. I was one of them, and it worked for me because it gives me energy when I reclude and try to understand what's happening, and I'm able to know what I need to ask the doctors other than letting people think for me. At this point, I recommend do what works for you. If you want to go the way I did, or you want to go extrovert, it's fine. But understand and accept that it's battle time. Reprogram your mind, just like soldiers when they are going to battle. They have to mind switch yourself that, okay, I am going out. There are these odds and pros and cons, but the goal is to win, and I'm going to win. So have that mindset that, yes, I'm going for chemo, but the goal is to get out fine. Accept chemo for what it is, because at that point it's the only solution you have. You might as well start loving it. Get to the positive side of chemo, that if this chemo works, when this chemo actually works, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to get out of this place and I'll be healed. So switch your mind to that positive avenue of things. Most of us have this tendency of just going to the negative. In the world, there's the evil side and the good side, and they're just mirroring each other, so they easily flip. So when you find yourself in the negative zone, just know that all I have to do is switch my mind and get to the positive. Because with everything, anything we face, there's always a flip. And there's always a good side when we choose to get to that good side. So guard your mind, guard your energy, keep positive energy, be humble. Cancer humbles you, and sometimes God wants you to be in that humble place. Because when you're humble, you actually are helped. You get what you need because you even can hear God's voice in that time. Get off anything you knew about yourself, the high you, the untouchable you. Allow what's happening and don't fight it. Become like a doormat so that you're able to get solutions. Because when you are vulnerable like that, help quickly comes to you. Ideas come to you effortlessly. People will come and see that you are pure. You are just you. You get to a space that not everybody actually gets at. Because many things define us, experiences define us, and sometimes we lose who we are supposed to be. We lose the original character we had. I'm not saying we should become people that they, trash around and all. You can be humble with dignity. To me, that helped because it opened doors for me, for people to bring ideas, for people to come. Information was just coming at me. I didn't look for it. Different things I'll be sharing in my channel came to me. They found me in my home. Another thing that I want to share, initially, before the whole cancer thing, I used to be someone that enjoys outdoors. As a kid, I remember we were not even supposed to go out and play outside of the house. We were those kind of children that were not allowed to go and play. But I internally felt like I need to get out, at least even to walk around the street, for me to be able to sleep at night. Because if a day passed and I didn't get out of the house, the night will come and I want to get out. And that was something that is not normal. It's not called for that. I was a teenager, I'm saying that. So this went into my adulthood because I like the outdoors. So the first thing I told myself when I knew I had cancer, and then the internalization started that I'm going to start chemo, and then I'm going to be weak, I'm going to be frail and all those things. So I'm going to be housebound. I had to sit myself down and talk to myself and like, Monica, it is okay. This whole year you're going to be at home. Find what occupies you. Start looking at the positive side of being at home as a full-timer who only just goes out to hospital. That alone with the old Monica would have been a big deal. I panicked actually the first time, like, what am I going to do with myself? Because I would always feel like something will go wrong if I don't even just know what's outside there. So that's another way, if you're that kind of person, that you can prepare your mind. Generally, what I'm trying to share, we all have different things that we lean towards. We just have to get into the habit of speaking to ourselves and speaking to ourselves positively. You affirm yourself that, Monica, yes, you're sick. You're going to have chemo, but this is just a process. You're going to be fine. You're actually healed. You finished the chemo and it's worked and you're not affected. Like, talk to yourself. I did that a lot. I was one welcoming patient. Also, learn to keep God very close to you. If there's any time in your life when you should be close to God, is when you're sick, when you've lost someone, when you're in your lowest moment that no human being can comfort you, no human being can do anything about it. They just have levels of help they can give you, but the big chunk is from God. I made God my friend. I told God that since I've accepted your will, you're going to move with me through this journey. So I always knew that God was seated right here next to me. So whenever the day was going on and certain things are happening that are not desired, or fear is creeping in, or somebody has done this or said that, or I'm feeling a certain way, I'll tell God, please take that away. I don't like it. I just would talk to myself. At some point, I would even be smiling to myself. And someone would look at you and they're like, you know? So learn to find your space around God, close to God, because it can take you a whole mileage in your recovery, in seeing you through the challenges you're going to face or you're facing, whether with chemo, the cancer, the stigma, and other things that people face. To me, that's the number one game changer. Have your family close by. Read a lot about cancer, about different interventions. Deal with fear. Deal with fear your own way. All of us have ways we deal with fear. I hope this has given you some idea on how to deal with this positively. Do not let that negative voice keep with you. When it comes, chase it. You are in a battle and you have to be looking at the prize. You have to be always tuned to the end goal. Do not be fazed by what is happening along the way. Painful moments are there, but do not be fazed by that. Not lose sight of your goal of being fine, of being the best version you can ever be of yourself. I hope I've been of good hope to you as well. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow this channel, and share it so that we give hope to everyone around, and have a good life.